I was 70 years old when I lost everything. Not in the way people usually mean. No house fire, no grand theft, no scandal. It was slower than that, softer, like the tide pulling away, grain by grain, until I stood on cold, wet sand with nothing in my hands but time. My business, my pride and purpose collapsed quietly. Clients stopped calling, partners vanished, emails went unanswered. I told myself it was temporary, just a slow season. But months passed, and I knew. The chapter had closed while I was still writing the sentence. Then the bank account drained faster than expected. A few poor choices, a few people I trusted too quickly, and poof, gone. I sold the car, sold the watches I never wore but held on to out of habit. Even the house, too large now anyway, was exchanged for something smaller, quieter. A one-bedroom that creaked when I walked and whispered when the wind passed through. Friends disappeared too, not all of them, but enough. It's funny how people vanish when there's no advantage in staying. I don't blame them. Some friendships were built on shared ladders. Once I fell off mine, they had no reason to stay at the bottom. I'd like to tell you I faced it with dignity. I didn't. I was angry, bitter, a grown man shouting into silence, demanding answers that never came. I woke up at 2 a.m. some nights, soaked in sweat and shame, wondering what I'd done wrong, wondering if life was punishing me or just done with me. Then something strange happened. Nothing. No big revelation, no miracle, just silence. And in that silence, something inside me began to soften. One morning, I sat at the kitchen table with a chipped mug of tea, and for the first time I noticed the light. Not just any light, the kind that filters through half-closed blinds and dances on dust in the air like golden snow. I sat still, just watching, breathing. I realized I hadn't done that in decades. I started walking slowly. I watched leaves fall and I didn't rush past them. I noticed the colors in puddles, the way old bricks hold heat from the sun. I listened to people, not to reply, not to debate, but just to hear strangers, children. The man at the bus stop who always talked to himself turned out to be telling stories to his dead wife. I listened, and I cried. And then, one evening, as the sky burned orange over the rooftops, I understood the truth. You don't really lose everything. You lose what you thought was everything. The job, the title, the money, the schedule, the illusion of control. Yes, those can all disappear. But the real things, the ones that matter when the noise fades, those are quiet to begin with. They whisper in the steam of morning tea. They hide in laughter that bubbles up for no reason. They're tucked inside the hug of a child, or the rustle of wind through open windows. I used to think I was a successful man because I had things, but I was only renting them. They never belonged to me. What did belong to me was my story, my kindness, my ability to love and to forgive and to begin again. That's the truth I found when I lost everything. And let me tell you something I wish someone had told me sooner. Sometimes losing everything is how you finally see clearly. You see who still calls. You see what parts of you survive the fire. You see what joy feels like when it isn't bought, but simply found. Like a pebble on a path or a song in the dark. So now I don't fear losing, I fear forgetting. Forgetting that simple joy lives in ordinary moments, that love doesn't require wealth, that beginnings often wear the mask of endings, and that every quiet moment is a chance to feel whole again. You, listening now, maybe you're afraid of losing something. I was too. But let me give you this gift, the calm truth that even in the ashes there are embers. Even in the silence there's a song waiting to be heard. You'll be all right, even if you don't believe it yet. And if you want to hear what happened next, well, it's something I still can't quite explain, but it's beautiful. You'll see. Just stay a while. Keep watching. There's something I haven't told you yet, but maybe you'll find it in the next story.